Hi, welcome to the second part of our tutorial. In this screencast we're gonna add some CSS to our project. So open up your browser and go to the Scooter framework web page. This is a framework used by Dropbox. And also I'm gonna download icons, web icons. So the project page is Typicons or Typicons. Right, but before I'm gonna renew my package JSON, since these packages they look pretty outdated. So first update your package JSON and add this plugin, which is called SAS branch. We're gonna be using SAS in our project. Okay, delete node modules and open up your terminal and write npm install. And meanwhile, let's change the extension for our CSS file. By default, it's called app CSS. Change the extension to SCSS and remove all the styles. And I'm gonna download our framework. Go to their GitHub page. Also note that they have SCSS version of this framework, but I'm gonna download just this file, scooter.css. and put it into vendor folder web inside static and vendor. New file, let's call it scooter.css. Save this file. And let's save our fonts. Include these fonts to our project. Also, we can install it via Bower, but the problem is that these fonts in our Bower components, they will not copy it into production, to prev directories. So I'm gonna just put it into static. Create folder fonts under assets. New folder fonts, and inside I will put this icon files. Alright, first we need to have our CSS and then these files, probably this file, and of course TTF. Control A, Control C. Our CSS I'm gonna put to vendor. This file I will save into fonts directory. And the same procedure here. Okay, good. Now let's open up our fonts, and we have these 4 files. Good, now let's try to compile. I'm gonna type this command branch build. And if you want to use this command, obviously you need to install branch globally, like npm install branch g. Okay, and now I'm gonna have a look at our prev directory. So now you see we have our fonts under static directory. All these files are copied, so does our main CSS file. Let's try to launch our server. Go to lvh.me port 4000 and I'm gonna test if if we can use our font, our icons. Control C and open up your templates, layout, app. Okay, now you see our fonts. They have been loaded, but they just don't work. Let's open up our Typicons CSS file, and we should just change here the path, since we have the fonts package folder, right? Fonts, Typicons, same here. save that. Yeah, okay, we have our error, so that means our icons are working. And now probably we don't need this line. Okay, now I'm gonna configure our navbar. So open up the Scooter web page, and I'm gonna just copy all these styles from their site. First, let's try to inspect our elements, choose the navbar, and I'm just going to copy and paste all the styles to our project. First, since we are using SCSS, we can just split our files and import. So I will create new file. I will call it navbar SCSS. And import here. Import navbar. And copy here all these styles. Control C. Let's say our navbar will be nav schlag nav. And put here this class. And I also want to put the base here, CSS new file, which is called base.scss. And I will put here these styles. And obviously import this file. Okay, let's go back to our Scooter page, and now you see we should add additional div. So go to app.html EEX, create div tag with class I usually prefer using classes rather than IDs or tags in CSS. So let's add class of navwrap. Let's say navwrap. Or wool wrap. And the same procedure under wool and lis. So I don't want to waste your time, so just skip that step. Alright, we are ready. The nav bar looks very similar to this. And here are all our file. First, this is navbars SCSS, and then I've added some styles to our base. And then changed a little bit our HTML app HTML EAX. And now let's go to our form. Looks very ugly, so I need to change a little bit to make it look like here. Alright, give me 4 or 5 minutes. Right, forms are ready. Now see, this is our login form with the GitHub button. Also check out register form, and here are all our styles. For the login HTML, this is the classes. That's our HTML. Now there is our type icon. That's our register form, very similar to login form. And also I have changed the font size. So open up your Typicons CSS and change the font size here. And this is our CSS for forms. Very small CSS file. Okay, and now I'm gonna log in with my GitHub. Alright, seems like our button is not working because we need to change it. We need to change it to A. Now I see the weird border color, so let's change here. Open up your forms and let's change our border color to the same as our background. Maybe we should stress that this is important. Seems like this is not working, so let's go and inspect our element. Okay, Control C and Control V. So let's say it will be white. Okay, successfully. Now let's try to log in with our GitHub account. We have been successfully signed in, and now I'm gonna change a little bit our flash messages. So go to our components and banners, add some banners here. Remember that our flash messages are stored in helpers layout view. So here we just paste here this CSS. For our info messages, I'm gonna paste success banner. Just copy that and add here class, which equals to banner success, and go to error. Control C, Control V. We will use the single quotes here, since here are double quotes. So let's try to log out, and now we see this signed out message. Okay, I believe we should add this unpinned class, and here as well. And now I'm gonna add functionality to be able to close this banner, similar like a bootstrap. I have added this icon to our banner, and with ID close alert, and open up your app.js file under static and add this code First we need to listen that our DOM content is loaded, and then find out our banner by ID, or find out just button close alert, and then after a click, so when you click, the parent of this element will just go on display, will be known. Okay, let's try to use it. Okay, it's working, but I'm just gonna add cursor pointer. So go to CSS, add new file, let's call it flash underscore flash dot scss. Save this file and let's select our banner, Control C, Control V, okay, and make cursor pointer. Or maybe just put here Typicon delete. Save our flash, add import to main CSS file. Try to re-log in to our page. And click delete and it will go. Alright, now I'm gonna add functionality where this page will become private. So if you are not logged in, you cannot reach this page. First we need to log out, and then probably we should make our margin in our navigation as a little bit smaller. So margin bottom. Okay. Open up your navbar and make margin bottom like a little bit smaller. Save and close this file, and now open up your controllers, page controller, and remember that we use Guardian plug. Yeah, this plug, ensure authenticated. So this will ensure us that user will not reach this page if he is not authenticated. So just add this line, Control C and Control B, and the logic where to redirect user if he is not authenticated. So this is a name of the function, it just gives error authentication required and redirects to login page. Alright, here's our error, authentication required. So you cannot reach until you register or log in. Let's try to log in. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna add this will be our chat page. So I'm gonna add the blocks, like for storing talks, for our main window where will be main chat window, and the users, list of online users. For this particular case I will not use HTML, so I will not write HTML tags in our templates like here. Okay, like here I will use mithril for virtual DOM rendering. So go to our mithril.js, and this is a very lightweight and powerful micro framework, very similar to React.js, so we'll use it. First we need to install it via npm. So let's type npm install mithril, save. Right, now open up your branch config file and add mithril to whitelist, so we'll be able to import as a module. Save this file and go to app.js and type import m from mithril. Save this file and open up your page index HTML. Let's remove our header and add div with ID of main. And ID of main, and then we should render this element. So first we need to create our element. If you are familiar with mithril, you know what that means. First we need to define our variable. This is our so-called component, which has VM. In our case it's empty so far. Also controller, where we define that this VM will be this VM, and then pass controller as an argument to our view, and then we should define here our HTML. So basically this is our DOM. So let's go to our objects and grid, and now our chat blocks are ready. So this is all rendered with mithril. Now see, no HTML, and here is our mithril code. When first we import our module mithril, then configure our component, VM controller, and then in the view, this is basically our DOM3. So the main tag, outer tag, like grid, and then inside you create another element of column, and inside that column I've put the card, and then probably we need to have so-called headers. So let's create our header. First, in the component, first the name of the tag, and second, if it has some class, if you want to add some classes or IDs like properties, you can add it inside curly brackets. If not, just put the string like talks, and see here our talks. Let's copy that and put inside second column. Let's say it will be main or chat. Save that, go further. Online users. We'll put all our elements inside this view. So this is basically how works mithril.js. Also, I have created another CSS file. Now the height of our card will be 90% of width of window height. Save and close, and don't forget to include ID main, and here we'll find it by ID our element. Right, we've already included mithril to our whitelist, so save the file and imported our chat CSS to main as CSS. So I guess we are done for today, and in the next tutorial we'll start using mithril.js to fetch our talks and chat. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.